I almost hit leave
It's
meeting.
leave meeting. Oh no.
Like, remember
Wouldn't
how I
wouldn't have
used to
been the
do that?
first time. Yeah.
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 Oh, so I
Uh,
want to I want to share something with you because like last week I was
uh
talking about that podcast that's doing the Delta Green shit.
yeah.
Yeah, they're playing that game. So they did a Q&A episode, and like I'm like years behind. Like I've been listening, I'm like 30 episodes in, and it's like they're still in 2020. So I'm like very far behind. But then the Q&A, they were talking about what they're playing. And bless you.
Thanks.
But and they are playing Delta Green, but they're also they he added in rules from it's called Pulp of Cthulhu, which I've never heard of,
Me either.
but it's that's just like a spin-off of Call of Cthulhu type thing. And they have different rules. But like he was talking about, dang, somebody's just extra snotty tonight. Good thing this is the YouTube. But he was talking about like one of the questions was like, hey, what do you do if like they're doing something earlier than what you had planned? Because like the dude that's the DM's like super anal, and I was like, this is really interesting. You might like it. So that's kind of that was a very long intro, but he was like, so I have different things that are like set things that will happen in this crazy ass world. And so, like for example, there's this one part where they were going to go to the mill, and as they're driving, this like the weather kind of like the sky kind of opens up and a fucking dead body of one of the people that they were looking for falls out of the sky and hits the car. And he's like, and that was always gonna happen. And like the body was gonna fall from the sky, probably on a car. Didn't know when or how it was, but I knew I was gonna do this just to make you guys stop trying to go to the mill because you were not gonna go to the mill yet.
All right. No,
And so
that's
I'm like,
yeah, I totally feel that. I
yeah.
totally feel that.
So as a DM, do you ever do that where you're like, I have my story planned out.
Hmm.
If these hooligans try to do anything else, I have these other things planned out. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're
That's
like,
some
I
shit I
open the
never would have
door.
thought of.
The door's locked. I try
Yeah,
to unlock it, roll to unlock it. I rolled a 19, not good enough. Just like stuff
yeah,
like that. So where they cannot go a certain
I gotcha.
direction. Yeah. Or a lot of times, and this happens in both groups that I DM for, they'll like spend so much time trying to do something that it does not need that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'll just be like, for like the clerics or anybody that worships a certain god as part of their character,
I've
I'm
heard you do
like,
this.
yeah, like the god, bestows knowledge upon you. Sometimes you just have to do that if it needs done.
Yeah, the DM on that's done that type of thing before. Well, they'll be like questioning, like because you'll have like the NPCs, and like one of them will just be like, I don't know, maybe you should go do this. They're like, oh, okay.
That's so funny. I've never thought to use an NPC to do it, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I mean, it's crazy though. That game, like, because like they added luck, which is like I don't know if that was from Cult or Pulp of Cthulhu or if it was from the other one, but like when they all died, like all three of them died, but they all got to use their luck and they had different amounts of luck and stuff. So they all came back and they all came back in these crazy fucking ways. I'm like, man, like this is too fucking good just to be a play. Like, like just listening to people play this damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I need to listen to another one.
Well, I mean, is it one of those things where because you said you were behind, right? Or is
Yeah,
or are you caught up on that part?
I'm I'm still pretty far behind. Like they're on the second season. I'm still in the first season. I was like
Oh,
going through the
nice.
the first season. It's like it gets up to 80. And I was like, well, I've got
Well, I mean,
tractor time coming up, so this will be perfect.
right. And if you feel that like, oh man, I gotta keep listening, that's great.
Yeah,
Hopefully I get to play D&D with the testing room boys again soon.
I
I'll
hope
talk I'll
so.
talk about it on the pod, but this over the weekend we were thinking about playing D&D, but then Alex had to do some traveling, so me and Christian and Preston played Baldur's Gate 3, which was super fun, but I'll get into that
Okay, what type
in the
of game
pod.
is that?
It's literally a D&D video game
Oh,
that just
cool,
came out and it's
nice.
incredible.
Right on. Is it? I mean, like this is gonna be like you're talking to your idiot friend, but is it like a Morrowind or a Elder Scrolls type of game, or is it even more, you know,
Not
in
really.
depth?
It's very much like top down. Everybody can move freely, but then once you get into combat, it like freezes the game, rolls initiative for everybody, and then you take your turns like you would in D&D.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's all set in the D&D world, so you're there in the actual map that you could just play in D&D, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice, man. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, do you have it? You have it downloaded on PC?
Yeah, I do actually. It's the one game I have.
Okay, sure.
I'm just like Googling download Baldur's Gate, please.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's do our Mad Lib. I'm going to roll my 5-sided die here. 4. Which means what we got today? DC Comics. I have to blow my nose. So, Casey, why don't you tell me who your favorite C-list DC character is?
Ooh, I'm gonna say C-list. That's tough. Because like the C-list DC characters are actually kind of cooler than the A-list ones, in my opinion. Like my gut went, my heart, I'll say, went with Ralph Dibny, but I know that's not right. That's like my cool guy answer. Probably Starman. If he count, he might be a D list if we're being honest with each other.
Nah, I think he's earned the right to call himself a C-lister.
I mean, the only reason I say that's like because if I show someone Jack Knight, they'll be like, "Oh, he looks fucking cool," because he does. But they'll be
Yes.
like, "Who is he?"
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
So that that kind of gives him
Here's my
that
question.
moniker.
The one that came, was it right before or right after, where it was like the purple and white with the star?
That would have been right. That would have been this after the that one that had the staff that was in outer space. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I remember his series didn't last very long. I've got some at the shop. But
Yeah.
at least with that, it's like, who is this person? They could at least see the giant star and be like, "Ooh, Starman."
Yeah. Or they're like, oh,
Okay.
he kind of looks like David Bowie. Starman?
All right. This one's titled The Man of Steel.
Oh.
An adjective.
Um, I don't know, man. I want to do something different.
Well, then you can't say bloody or smelly.
I know. Shiny. Have I done shiny?
I don't think so.
Cool.
Verb.
Um, I'm not gonna do that. Actually, yeah, fuck it.
Fuck.
No, writing a character that was like, you know, a D-list character that fought teens and then making them a rapist.
That really doesn't work here.
Damn it. Okay, let's just say fly.
Okay. Verb ending in ing.
Ooh, let's say podcasting.
Oh. Part of the body.
Oh, that's a schlong if I ever heard one.
An adverb.
Hastily.
Another verb ending in ing.
Gherkin.
Jerkin.
Yeah.
Okay. Color.
Oh, periwinkle.
What made you think of that?
I don't know, dude.
That's hilarious. What color is periwinkle?
I mean, like, I want to say it's a pink just because of the name.
I don't think it's pink.
Well, let's Google it, man.
It's purple. You're close.
Yeah. I mean, I hear purple's a cool color.
I was waiting for that. An adjective.
Scarily.
I'm gonna change it up a little bit to make it work.
Fair enough.
Noun.
Stealing. I'm kidding. Some trousers.
Okay. Also, the combination of your headset and Jack's staff makes it look like just the weirdest techno wizard hat.
Nice.
Ooh, another adverb. Asking for 2 adverbs.
Let's say angrily. Techno Wizard hat is a band name. 100%.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You want him to start it?
Yes.
I have no musical talent and you can play the bass. So what I'm thinking is you'll play the bass. I'll just go, ooh, yeah. Techno Wizard.
I think it should be bass-centric techno music, but the words are just us like kind of singing spells.
Deal.
I feel like that's a niche that has not been targeted yet.
I mean, we hear that, then we upload our first thing to YouTube, and they're like, someone's just tearing us a new one because we're just stealing. We're copying off of their scene.
Right. All right, a noun.
Reporter.
Another noun.
Just a big glass of cum.
And finally, a noun.
Ooh. A dog.
Okay. Here we go. The Man of Steel. Special report to the Daily Planet by Lois Lane. The shiny quiet of the afternoon was broken by a fly for help after the safety harness of a construction worker podcasting on the 87th floor of the Metropolis Tower malfunctioned. The man held onto the building's scaffolding with one schlong while his friends tried to save him. Before they could reach him, the man lost his grip and began to fall hastily toward the ground.
When like suddenly, the thing, like, he's like, "Come on, guys, just grab it for me." And they're like, "Ugh, we want to help."
And then he falls.
Yeah.
When suddenly a blue and red figure came jerking down from out of the clear periwinkle sky toward the tower. "It's gonna be scary," a woman cried. The man of trousers swooped in to save the falling man, as angrily as a reporter. On the street, the people gave a cheer for the big glass of cum of Metropolis, who had once again saved the dog.
Nice.
Okay, there you go.
I'm glad he saved the dog.
Yeah. Hanging on by his schlong. By one schlong. They had to specify it was one.
Well, he has 2. This is what you don't know. He had 2, but the first one like already gave way, so he just had the one latched on.
Yeah. Wow. Are we ready for the real pod?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Jets and Bills to my Monday Night Football. It's Casey. Who you got this week, buddy?
Oof, man. I'm gonna say Jets because I do know Aaron Rodgers is on there.
Yeah. And I'm going to go Bills. I
Yeah.
got a feeling. So we'll see. We'll
Are
see.
the Bills good? I mean, I know this year has started kind of like what 3 weeks ago.
No, this week.
Oh, okay.
This is week
Never mind.
one.
So,
I mean, they were good last year. So
okay.
we'll see. You never know what adding Aaron Rodgers to the opposing team will do. So,
I mean, he looks like everybody's like kind of scumbag uncle, you know?
yeah, he's looked that way for a while.
Yeah.
But I hate him, but I recognize how talented he is.
Yeah, he's no Tom Brady. I'll just say that.
That is correct.
The,
that is a true statement that literally nobody can argue.
the world lost a real one whenever Tom Brady died and quit playing football. That's what happens, right? When they retire.
Not this
just get taken out back and shot. Like you lost your purpose.
I know that Rodgers left the game in the first quarter with the leg injury, so that would
Green Bay Packer fans are like, fucking typical.
I know, right? But yeah, the old Chicago Bears, my football team, got absolutely destroyed yesterday by the Green Bay Packers.
Damn, I wasn't expecting that one because aren't the Bears kind of on the up? Like they're like a young team on the.
I don't know, man. I mean, nothing was going right. They weren't doing well in any category. So
I gotcha. Well, okay. Just something that I vaguely remember you telling me. That's kind of how last season was too, wasn't it? Like it started off shitty, and then halfway through they kind of got their shit together. Maybe this is gonna be the same thing. That's how they do it now.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to think that maybe it was first game jitters for the new guys, but I mean, gosh, I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. The thing is like if they do better than, winning 3 games, I'll be like, oh, better than I thought, right?
Well, okay. Again, don't know anything, but isn't their division kind of weak this year? I mean, the Lions they're known to never do good. The Vikings, they have like Clint was telling me, they have a pretty solid quarterback right now.
Yeah.
And then it's like the Bears and then Green Bay, and Green Bay doesn't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. So
yeah, well, so the Lions were the first game. They played Thursday.
Yeah.
And they won. And everybody I forget who they're playing right now.
They were playing Patrick Mahomes' team.
Yes, the Chiefs. Thank you. Yeah. So obviously everybody had the Chiefs. It was banner night for the Chiefs. And then the Lions came out and beat them by 1. And I love it. And everybody was like, oh, but the Chiefs didn't have Kelsey. It's like, shut up, man. Like,
what's a girl's name? Why is a woman playing football with a men? She might get hurt.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not trying to be sexist, but come on.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. I think it's hilarious. And I don't even hate the Chiefs. It's just one of those things where it's like the Lions have been so bad for so long that to spoil the banner night is just kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh, and really quick, I do want to share something like that just like kind of made me mad this last week, and because I see your Aldi bag, and that's what reminds me of it. Because I was going to tell you on the YouTube, but I forgot. But I went to Aldi to get some chicken. I was like, I'm gonna get myself a whole chicken because I got my grill smoker. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah.
And do you know how much a whole chicken costs at Aldi when you can buy them at Sam's Club already cooked for $5?
No, they must have gone up.
Oh, yeah. It was $17. I saw that and I said, no, thank you. And I picked up just some breasts and some thighs and some legs. Like, whole chicken right here. It's even cheaper.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, last time I bought one, I feel like it was under 10.
Yeah, no, same here. Last time I bought one, it was like $8, and this was 7. freaking team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've noticed being somebody that grocery shops exclusively at Aldi and has for ever since I've been buying groceries on my own. Uh, my average weekly price of groceries has gone up, I would say, in the $15 to $20 range in the last year.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, inflation is a thing that everyone is talking about, but it's just like, man, that's why I shop at Aldi, so I don't have to worry about that, right? But it's hitting even there. So
yeah.
All right. Starting with trivia. I kind of liked just having 3 questions for you.
All right.
So we're gonna keep with that.
Let's do it, man. If you're listening at home, don't be Googling.
Yeah.
Just be playing along and leaving comments on the YouTube. Like, leave multiple comments. It helps the algorithm, probably. I hear that all the time in podcasts.
I'll start by what I think is the easiest to the hardest.
Okay.
Mac Gargan has had several aliases when battling Spider-Man, but his first and best known was what?
I'm going to give a joke answer, then a serious one. The best one and most known is Mac Gargan, pickpocket. No, it's
incorrect.
Scorpion.
It is the Scorpion. Yes. Yes. Second, who brought together the first version of the Sinister Six?
I want to say Doc Ock.
It is Doc Ock.
I should have
Nice,
let that.
man.
I should have let that percolate a little bit, shouldn't I?
Yeah, probably.
My bad. Sorry, people playing along at home.
That's all right. I wouldn't have got that. So
Oh.
I also probably wouldn't have got this last one. Private investigator Jessica Jones first fought crime as a superheroine under what name?
Okay, is there
There are options.
can I see the options for this one?
Yes. A, Jewel. B, Pizzazz. C, Jim.
I want to say Jewel.
It is
But
Jewel.
okay. So I was like, yeah, as soon as you said Jewel, I'm like, it's Jewel. And then you said Jim, I'm like,
Jim. I know, right? What? No pizzazz?
No pizzazz. I just love the thought of it being JIM,
right?
Instead of
Jim.
Yeah.
Jimothy.
Or GYM. It's like, the old gymnasium's coming at me.
Shit scattered. It's the gym. All right. So real quick, before we get into the news, I just wanted to say that over the weekend, I got to play some Baldur's Gate 3 with our friends over at the testing room. And, it wasn't, we didn't like record or anything. It was just something fun that we did. But
it's like, wait, you hung out with them without recording?
I know, right? I know, it's pretty crazy. It was a fun time, man. That's the second time we played Baldur's Gate together, and it is just such a fun time. If anyone doesn't know what Baldur's Gate is, it's like a Dungeons and Dragons like licensed video game. So super fun. Played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 way back in the day. Casey with my uncle Tom on his like Windows 97 PC.
Nice.
And then they remade them for Switch a few years ago, which was pretty impressive. But anyway, this new one is great. And I know that Legend of Zelda is going to win Game of the Year because it always does. But man, it would be so nice if Baldur's Gate won because it really does deserve it. Such a good game. It's so fun to like play D&D with those guys and not be the DM. I play a barbarian and I definitely stick to my character. They're like, maybe we should talk, and I'm just swinging my axe.
Yeah.
Which, it's not like I ruin the experience or anything, but if there's ever like an option and I'm like, this guy seems shady, I follow my gut.
Nice.
But
it's like, Jake, it was an 80-year-old woman who asked us to help her. And you're just like, no.
No, that's Alex, and we play normal D&D.
She seems shady.
Yeah. Well, and we even talked about this when we were playing because we always like to poke fun at him for it. But I think 2 times ago when we played, he broke into that druid's house
Yeah.
and then like tried to, well, didn't try to fight, but it almost came to it. And he still defends himself on that,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me. But anyway, good times. Let's get into the news. It is one of the worst news weeks ever.
I mean, it's
shit happened.
We've been on a roll of not shit happening news weeks here lately.
I know, man. I don't know why we're in such a lull right now.
It's the writer strike. That's the, it's just keeping stuff from happening.
True. But I'll let you start.
We got the first trailer for Apple TV's MonsterVerse TV show. What'd you think?
I think it looks pretty neat. What about you?
Yeah, I'm all about it. It looks like it's fun time. I mean, Kurt Russell and Godzilla. Nothing. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, it's like, who's gonna be mad about that?
So I had no idea that this was the thing, and maybe you did. But Matt Fraction is a co-creator on the Monarch show.
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast.
Well, I didn't remember. Because I saw a thing that was like, look who's credited on the show. I was like, oh, that's what he's been up to.
Yeah, because it's like him, and then I think someone that worked on Star Trek or something.
Yeah, I think the Picard show.
Yeah, because they were like building, like they were like really excited about him too. I'm like, oh, I'm not a Star Trek guy, but he's got, he's been used to working with this type of stuff, sort of. So yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're on a Star Trek show that's made it like a few seasons, you gotta be doing something right.
Yeah.
But all right. Yeah, I'll just say my next thing. We got some Aquaman photos for Aquaman 2, and they said that a new trailer will drop this week. So something to look forward to. One of the photos cracks me up. I don't know if you saw them, Casey, but it's just Aquaman on the back of a giant seahorse, like jumping out of the water.
That's pretty fun.
You know what? We got nothing to talk about. I'll just find it real quick and bring it up.
I saw the Black Manta one, and then I saw another Aquaman one, but I didn't see the seahorse, so I'm pretty excited. I'm really worried though that I'm just trying to kill time while you're doing this, that this movie is going to be very much Flash humor, where it's like, let's just try to toss as many jokes in and see what sticks.
Yep.
And it's like, well, are they going to be funny? We didn't say that.
Right.
Oh, that's a lot cooler than I expected. When you first said that, I was picturing just, Super Friends.
Oh yeah. No, I genuinely think that's cool.
No, it does look cool. I like I said, at first I was picturing like funny stuff, but that actually looks pretty awesome.
Yeah. And I've said it before, I like the first one, so I want to believe that this one will be comparable, but we'll see. Like you said, it might just be totally like the Flash, but I really hope that it's not.
Yeah, I'm worried it's going to be, because they did all those reshoots and all this stuff. It's just going to be like, I don't know. Don't know about that, but I've been wrong before. And then my last bit of news, not much, but November 1st, Godzilla 2000 is coming back to American theaters as a Fathom event. Its fun fact is the first Godzilla movie I ever saw actually, if you count 98, it's the second Godzilla movie I ever saw in theaters, but it's the first one I didn't fall asleep in.
Where does it fall on your Godzilla tier list? High, low?
It's high. It's a good one. Yeah. It has like some lines like in the American dub that are really funny. That's not in the Japanese subs, but it's like they're showing off these missiles, and they're like, these missiles will go through Godzilla like shit through a goose. I'm like, that's an awesome line. I love that line.
Yeah.
And then there's a part at the end where one of the characters sees Godzilla and he's like, because he hates Godzilla, and he's like, Godzilla, and then Godzilla's like, Rah! He just and kills him, and it's awesome.
I just Googled him, and I don't know if I've seen the movie, but I definitely remember that toy. I remember thinking how cool the spikes looked on his back.
Oh yeah, no, this is like it was the start of the Millennium Godzilla, and like this one, and there's like all of them except for GMK kind of had that same design, and it's super awesome. Outside of like every once in a while looking like a cat, like in the face.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. What is the what's the name of the monster he fights in that? It's
Orga?
weird looking.
Yeah.
What is it?
Orga?
Kind of
that
a
was
weird design.
A one-off. I think he showed up also in the Godzilla comic too, the Matt Fraction one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna share screen again just because this photo just really cracks me up.
Yeah. No, dude. Type in Godzilla, like Godzilla and cats, and then there's like they have a whole thing where it's the two like together, like their faces and shit.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. That's hilarious. Yeah, I like it.
Like Godzilla's attacking Tokyo while you're there, and you start sneezing, like, oh no, my allergies too.
Gosh, that would just kill me on the spot, dude.
Like, I don't know what's worse, the atomic breath or the atomic allergies.
Dude, my sneeze would be that bad. Oh, since we're killing time, I watched, in preparation of the new one, I watched all 3 Expendables movies this week.
Oh snap.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the third one. I've heard
it's the weakest.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for the 4th one. Not because it's rated R, but I do think that'll probably help it a little bit.
It needs to be, because that first one was rated R and it was insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the second one's good too, even though it was just Quip City.
Oh yeah. Like that, but that's what you want with, I don't know. Yeah, to me, like that's what you want with those movies.
I totally agree. The biggest bummer is that Terry Crews won't be in it.
Oh, that's crazy. He's just
did you hear
busy.
Why?
No,
that's not it.
He's too busy. America's Next, whatever he's doing. America's Got Talent.
Apparently, like an executive groped him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was anything to do with Expendables.
And one of the other producers on the movie like called him and wanted him to like drop it, basically. And Terry was like, fuck you. And also, I'm not doing another movie as long as he's involved.
Fair enough.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely fair enough. It's just a bummer because he's one of the best characters, because Terry's awesome.
Yeah, I remember when the first one was out and he was talking on Attack of the Show, and he was like, oh, it's so, you know how like girls will always like have these like fantasy like, you know, dates or whatever, like, and this is like we'd be at catering, I'd be like, oh, you know, Stallone just bumped into Statham, are they gonna fight? Like, oh, this is so cool.
I did hear, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that this one is kind of gonna be Stallone passing the reins on to Statham to be like the lead, because he is obviously close to like 80 years old.
I love how it's like he's passing the reins to that young buck Jason Statham, who's like what, 50, maybe 60,
probably. But dude, he's still so jacked, you can't even tell.
Well, same with Stallone. I mean, Stallone looks old, but at the same time, he's like,
dude, he's a tank.
Yeah, he's just huge.
In every movie, well, in every Expendables movie, there's at least one scene where it's Stallone just sprinting as hard as he can, and it's like it looks silly because it's Stallone, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like I wish I could move that fast at that, when I get to that
Yeah.
age, right?
Well, in
So
all fairness, I don't think like as big as Stallone is, I doubt he can move that fast.
well, I'm not saying like that I believe all the
Yeah.
camera tricks, but you can tell that he's still built well enough that
Oh yeah.
for a man of his age, he can move.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Creed movies?
No.
They're really good. Unless you're like, I mean, I'm stealing this joke. Unless you're like, I really just want to hear how they made Arms Wide Open. It has nothing to do with that. But it's really good. Like it's one of
I'm
those
sure
things
it
like
is.
where you watch it and you're like, you like watch Expendables and be like, oh, this guy's ridiculous. Like he's not a good actor. Then you watch this movie, you're like, Rocky's got cancer, and you're like in tears because he's so awesome in it. Like, how is like how does he do like the dumbest movies that are so much fun and then do this stuff? Like, what's going on?
Right. So, spoiler, does he die?
No, he's in the second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Does he die in the second one?
yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Is there just two or is there three of them?
There's the third one.
Does
And
he die in the third one?
He's not in it, so I'm assuming he's dead.
Oh.
Died off screen. No, the
Wow.
first one is like, he basically gets Adonis Creed and helps him become a boxer. And then the second one, they're fighting Drago, and it's awesome. And then the third one, it's him fighting
Wait, like Dolph?
Dolph's son, and Dolph trained him. So it's
Is
so
he in it
awesome.
too?
Oh hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
It's
love
one of those
that.
things too where you're like, Dolph's another one where it's like, oh yeah, he's a good actor too.
Mhm.
When he wants to be,
Yeah.
And then the third one though, it's like Michael B. Jordan, like I think he directed it even, but he like did a lot of anime bullshit with the fight scenes, and like some of it worked, some of it I was just like, I would much prefer if you guys just did regular boxing instead of like the slow down, silly anime shit. Like I can watch this, but better anytime.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of that, I was talking about the live action One Piece the other day, and I feel like it's almost, and I haven't seen it, but I feel like it's got to be about the same thing. But it's like, what can this bring to the table?
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
kind of
One
what
Piece is known, especially in the current season. They work months on like one episode, and the
yeah.
animation's insane. It's like, we don't need
Well,
that live action.
dude, by the time they get caught up to this, we'll be 50, and maybe stuff will be animation, like the CG stuff will be so good it's gonna look amazing.
That's the other thing too. I'm like, you guys are never gonna make this. It's just not gonna finish. It's not
Yeah.
gonna finish. Just like the anime is not gonna finish.
Me, like Nick was talking to me about it because he really likes One Piece, and I'm gonna like try to twist his arm and make him come on Anime Boys whenever we're doing One Piece. But he was talking to me about it. He was like, yeah, it's like One Piece is so cartoony, and I'm like paraphrasing, so he might be listening right now and be like screaming, like, that's not what I said. But he's like, it's like it looks cartoony, and like this, it in live action, it doesn't work. Like it just doesn't look. And I'm like, I get that because like Cowboy Bebop, just from the stills I saw, I'm like, this looks like shit because they're trying to do like Spike Spiegel's hair.
Right.
And it's like, no, don't do that. Don't do the hair. That looks so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of offhand anyways of any live action anime adaptation that people are like, this was great.
Some people on Twitter are like loving the One Piece one. But I'm like,
Well, I see. I've seen that too, but I've also seen people just say, no, it's because everybody's hot.
oh, okay.
So it's like, do you like the show or do you like looking at the pretty people? Which
Yeah.
I'm not bashing you for, but they are different things.
Yeah.
So anyway, Expendables out in a couple weeks. Very excited.
Let us know
Um,
down below. Are you excited about Expendables, or would you rather see what else is coming out in coming weeks? And we could just. Would
I
you
have
rather
no
see
idea.
Aquaman or the Expendables? One or the other. You can only see one. Gun to your head.
Dude, for me, it's gonna be Expendables.
I know. For me, it'd probably be Expendables also. I'm not really excited about either though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am, but I put way too much of myself into Expendables, right?
Yeah.
Aquaman's just had one.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a question. Oh, by the way, Jake, what beer is being drank tonight?
I have this is quite literally my favorite beer I've ever had. It's
Ooh.
by Second Shift. It's called
Oh.
Dissatisfied, a super cool can. It's a, you see where it says DIPA? It's a
Yeah.
double IPA.
Oh.
So extra hoppy because I'm the kind of guy, I mean, come on, I'm the kind of guy that
Yeah.
likes that, right?
So you gonna maybe dunk a basketball after this? Got them double hops.
I wish it helped me dunk. No, it's
That'd be
good stuff though.
hilarious if you like that was like your Popeye. You're just like, and then you're like, and you can just dunk a basketball.
I could just, yeah, that's all I could do.
Yeah, you just got them hops now.
I love it. Second Shift is really, really good, and I love that they're local. It's nice to, and I'm not trying to be the pretentious beer guy. I would rather support local when it comes to anything in my life. So,
And I'm just glad that they sponsored today's podcast. Give
if
them a
only,
sip.
if only.
Use promo code Two Worlds Podcast at their website. See what happens.
Yeah, let us know too. This might sell some of you on it though. If you go to the brewery, they've got a really nice sitting area. They've got like one or two like pinball or arcade machines, and they got a couple of kitty cats in there that you can pet that just wander around.
You're like trying to take a drink, but it just goes everywhere.
No, but a funny story. Brielle and I went in there on one of like our anniversary weekend. We were just dicking around at different places and we stopped in there.
You were
and
around.
Brielle was trying so hard to get the cat to come over. And I mean, she was, jangling keys, like doing the everything. I just stuck out my hand. The cat came right up to me and rubbed on my hand and then didn't go near Brielle. She was like, damn it.
It's the desperation. It can smell it on you.
I know, right? Plus, I feel like maybe cats feed like dogs will feed off your energy. And I'm just this is me all the time. So I feel like maybe cats enjoy that.
I think cats are like, if I get close to this one, I might kill him.
Also true.
They rub their little paws together like
the Spice Adams meme.
Yeah.
All right. We've rambled for a bit. We can talk about some comics now.
We talked about the sponsors,
Yeah, the Expendables and Second Shift Brewery.
Yep.
All right. So what'd you read this week?
So I read get my old stack up. The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 10. Fantastic Four, number 11. Ghostrider, Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance, number 1. Dawn of DC, Shazam, number 3. Silk. I was gonna say the full title, but I'm like, I'll say Silk, number 5. Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons, number 3, and Doctor Strange, number 7. What about you, buddy? Also, really quick, did you read Night Terrors?
Batman?
Shit, I did not.
Okay.
See, Night Terrors really fucked me up because of how terrible it was with ruining all the other books.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what did you ask me though?
Did you read the last issue of Night Terrors? I was gonna ask what you like really quick what you thought of that.
I haven't because I kind of forgot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very forgettable thing. I have a feeling.
Well, I've enjoyed it, but
I've enjoyed it too.
What you mean.
But it's like just the fourth event, and
it'll have no lasting effect. Yeah. I know what you mean. I read Doctor Strange 7, Silk 5, Shazam 3, Godzilla Here There Be Dragons 3, Fire and Ice number 1, Batman 137, Birds of Prey number 1, Moon Knight 27, Scarlet Witch 8, and The Sacrificers number 2.
All right, so if I did
Not a
the
lot
math
this
right,
week.
yeah, if I did the math right, you read 3 more than me, so I'll let you do a
Okay.
couple.
I'll start off with The Sacrificers number 2, which, by the way, very cool cover.
That is really cool.
It's a cool book too. It's written by Rick Remender with art by Max Fiumara.
You love some Ricky Rims.
I do love Ricky Rims. It's really nice to be able to say I'm picking up the newest Rick Remender issue. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's been a while.
It's been whoa.
But we really get into like the meat of this story and why all of the characters in this book are being led in chains to be sacrificed. I'm not going to explain anything because it won't make any sense to anybody. Just know that the art is really good. I like where the story is going, and I really like at least the 2 main characters that are focused on in this issue. So really can't wait for more. I think this is going to be an instant Rick Remender classic once it's all wrapped up. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Really, really good.
Nice. Now, since you haven't had a Ricky Rims book in a hot minute, first off, do you think he likes that nickname? And then secondly, does like that, it's his because he used to be like your number one guy for like the longest time. Where has he fallen in your creator list, I guess?
Sure. I don't think he likes the name. The last couple of things, so like I tried to read Scumbag that he put out, and that one wasn't for me, but only because it came out during a time where I didn't want to read about bad people doing bad stuff
No, I
because
get you.
you have to be in the mood for something like that, and I didn't want
Yeah.
any more of that in my life. So I've heard that one's really good. I just didn't read it. But other than that, I just feel like, not to make the same joke, but it's been a while
Yeah.
since he's had something out, because I don't read Low. I've only read the first volume, and I've read maybe 3 volumes of Deadly Class, and I know that he like wrapped that up somewhat recently. So like, while I haven't exactly kept up with all of his work, I'd still say he's like he's definitely still a top 5 or 10 writer for me.
Okay.
Um, it's a shame that like his TV projects didn't work out, at
Yeah.
least the ones that have come out, because I really want him to make his money. But hopefully the next one works, and hopefully he gets to keep doing amazing stuff like this at
Yeah.
Image.
I'm like, I mean, I've not read Deadly Class, but just like I'm surprised that one didn't work because it's like everything I hear about it, it just sounds like, yeah, this is gonna work. And it sounds like everyone that watched it loved it. So
Yeah, I heard that it really just came down to it being too expensive to make,
oh, okay.
which is a shame. Because I know Rick was heavily involved in that one, and I didn't watch it because I was like, well, I think it was on Sci-Fi as well, which is known for, cutting shit.
Yeah. Or
So
then like first season's like amazing budget. Second season, it's like, here's $3.
right, yeah. So it was just one of those things where like it's on Sci-Fi. I haven't finished the book,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So all right. I'll do another one. We've got Scarlet Witch number 8, and it's written by Steve Orlando with art by both Lorenzo Tametta and Sarah Pichelli. I liked this one. I really am kind of over the Magneto clone stuff because I just don't care about X-Men stuff. But Loki was heavily involved in this one, and Wanda had to help a mountain giant essentially ask Loki for permission to be the mountain giant representative on Jotunheim. And to do that, Wanda and Loki had to have like a duel of truths where they can only speak truths, and then the first one to yield loses. And there was a really, really good conversation between Wanda and Loki during that. That was like excellent character moment type shit that really made me appreciate Steve Orlando even more. So I really, really liked that. And then at the end, I don't know, I guess it's going to be spoiler alert, the Magneto clone is being mind controlled by somebody bad. Who could have seen that coming? So we'll see what happens there. But it's like, I'm always like, I might drop it because I don't care about that shit. But then, he puts out one of these and I'm like, all right, fine, I'm back in. So it's good. It's just really good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Now, at C2E2 this coming year, can you and me recreate that cover? I'll be Wanda and you can be Loki.
Yeah, 100% we can.
Nice.
We can finish that cover too. We see how they start.
Finish all over it. Okay. So next up, it's the Joker, the man who stopped laughing. And this is by Rosenbaum. I'm trying to get the artist really quick, but it's enjoyable. I should have been doing that while Jake was talking instead of making gay jokes, I guess. But it's by Matthew Rosenberg, not Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum, was on Smallville. And Carmen de Giandomenico on the art, and then we also had the backup story, or sort of backup story, by Rosenberg and the Francisco Francavilla. But yeah, so one Joker is trying to figure out who the other Joker is, and he's got a whole team of kind of, I'll say like C and D list Batman villains. So like here's Scarface.
And, haven't seen Scarface in a while.
Yeah, Jason shoots him in the stomach.
Oh.
Also, the ventriloquist hand. And so that was pretty fun. And then he's got like Zaz, Firefly, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And it's cool. I enjoy this a good bit. And then you also see the cancer kid from like several issues ago. He's back and Joker's talking to him. Joker takes out the kid's IV and puts it in himself and starts reading his comic book. And then he's like, oh, I know exactly who he is. And then he's like, of course I know who he is. I made him. That's how it ends. So I'm like, well, I'm really excited to see where this goes. Like, this is one of those things where it's like, we've had 10 issues of this mystery of like, which one's real Joker and all that crap. And it's a mystery done right because it's just like entertaining throughout, not like Red Hulk where they're like, who is Red Hulk? And then everyone's like, it's this guy. And then Jeff Loeb's like sweating. He's like, oh, no, it's not. I'm going to completely change what I had planned.
Who was it originally?
I'm blank on the dude's name. It was like some like one of those like higher ups that like worked with General Ross. I can Google it really quick while you're talking about your next thing. And then they're like, nah, he's a life model decoy this whole time. And General Thunderbolt Ross was Red Hulk. And like, where does mustache go? Disappears when he changes. Like, oh, okay.
That's funny. So here's my question, because both of us were pretty hot on Tynan's Joker. Do you like this one more?
Yeah, because it's like the other one was like a really fun Jim Gordon cop book. This is like just a chaotic Joker book, and it's super cool, super fun, goofy, and silly.
Okay.
Where where the other one's like more serious, and we got Muscle Mommy vengeance out of it, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But for this, I'm gonna go probably a 8.5. No, I'm gonna go 9. I really, really liked it.
Okay. I will talk about Moon Knight 27, written by Jed McKay, with art by Federico Sabatini. And in this one, Moon Knight and Hunter's Moon goes into the mind of, oh God, I can't even think of his name. Dang, this is just embarrassing. I don't know. Whoever yeah, fuck it. Anyway, they go in this guy's mind. They're trying to help him out because he's like crazy on the outside. So they go inside and help. I don't know. Moon Knight's like the expert on, internal conflict with himself. So they go in there to help him out. And spoiler alert, they do. And then at the end, we see Zodiac and the rest of these guys that are all behind everything that's happened these last few issues. That says "Tonight we strike." So I assume that the next issue begins the last days of Moon Knight stuff, and we'll really start to get into the action of this. So it's pretty neat. It still kind of felt fillery like the last issue did, but at least there was plenty of action in this one. Unlike the last one that was just a Hunter's Moon therapy session. So I'll go 7.5 on this one. Not the strongest, but if that's the worst thing I can say about this book, you know what I mean? It's still solid.
Right on. I'm still not able to find it because it's like it was like one of these characters that everyone was like, "Oh, this is it," and then like Jeff was like, "No, it's not." But I'll find it before the show's over. I promise. But next up, it's Fantastic Four issue 11, and this is by Ryan North, and then should know the artist, but I don't know. And it's Marvel likes to move stuff around. Okay, here we go. It's Ivan Coelho on the art. There's this dog that's obsessed with Ben Grimm, and he's like, "Oh, I hate dogs," and being just a true heel for this episode, for this issue. And it turns out, oh, the house is falling down a hole, and he wakes up and he has to, figure out what's going on. And like every time he like mentions how something's wonky with the science, even though he's not the smartest, the stuff changes. So then he kind of realizes, oh, this is all just a trick. And the dog kind of helped him figure stuff out too, because there's a trick inside a trick. And he wakes up and he saves the day. And then he's like at the end, he's like, "Oh, I love this dog, and I'll figure out the name of it." And it's good. I mean, it's fun. It's not like this isn't as good as some of the others. Sometimes the Ben Grimm art looks kind of not great. Like, I mean, some of it looks really good, but like, I don't know if you can kind of see how like his head doesn't look right, and like on the last page too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, wait, not that. That was not this one.
Yeah, the eyes are weird.
Yeah, and like his head just looks like it just kind of plopped on, like they were drawing a snowman instead of Ben Grimm.
I love that
But
they went like traditional dad route with like, "Dad, can we get a dog?" "No, I hate dogs." And
yeah,
then he's the best friends with the dog.
yeah. I mean, if any of them was gonna have that response, it would be old curmudgeony Ben Grimm. So it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
But I dug it. It's like I said, it's fun. It's nothing that I'd be like, you guys need to read this, but it's good. I'm gonna go 7.
Okay. All right. Fire and Ice, welcome to Smallville #1. I would very much like to show off the Jen Bartel variant that I picked up.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. I hope that Jen does all the She-Hulk covers on the next run as well, because
Yeah.
she's just so good. Anyway, it's written by Joanne Starer, and the art is done by Natasha Bustos. I don't know any names. I like the art, but dude, this book just didn't do it for me. And I kind of had that inkling because I didn't dig it in the Power Girl special. but I had hoped that it might get a little bit better. It didn't. I don't like how Superman is written. I don't like that Fire and Ice are constantly bickering, because that just doesn't feel like them at this point in DC continuity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they're written like they're both college freshmen sharing the same dorm, and this is the first time they've met and they're bickering. It just doesn't make any sense. But essentially, Fire is bored in Smallville and puts out this social media post. It's like, anybody want to come fight? Meet me in Smallville. And King Shark shows up. He's like, I'm gonna kick her ass. But then Superman has to come save the day, because obviously he wants Smallville to be safe. And then Fire and Ice have a big argument. And then at the end, Fire calls Ambush Bug and is like, hey, I want to pay you to record me kicking your ass for my social media. And Ambush Bug is like, lady, I'd pay you for that. And it says, next time. It's like, yeah, that sounds fun, but this book was not good enough for me to find out.
I gotcha.
Which is a real shame, because I especially love Ice, but I've always liked Fire and Ice from the Justice League International days, and this is just not that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 4 out of 10.
I got you. So it was Glenn Talbot was originally going to be.
Oh, okay.
And
I know that name.
Yeah, and then they're like, psych, it was an LMD. It's Thunderbolt Ross. I swear that was the plan all along. But okay, so next up, Ghostrider Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance, issue 1 of 1. Or this is Omega, but by Benjamin Percy and Jeff Shaw. Now, I was telling Jake off the air, I was dumb and I forgot to get Wolverine last week. So this starts with these mutants blowing up a house, and then Wolverine, Ghostrider just murdering them. And I'm like, they kind of had it coming. I mean, I don't feel bad for them. They just blew up a human house because they're like, yeah, humans were mean to us, mutants, so we gotta kill them. It's like, they're just innocent humans. You don't know that they're bad people. At least do some research first. So yeah, they got murdered. And then Wolverine's awesome though. Like that, like, you get more backstory on the demon, and Wolverine's CIA buddy and Ghostrider's goth girl are like helping basically get Ghostrider out and save him so that he can go fight Demon Wolverine. And like, look at this splash page. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And so they fight and stuff, and then the demon didn't like that Wolverine was like basically fighting the demon. So then the bad guy was like, oh, I'm gonna take it back, and he tries to take it back, but Wolverine's like, no, I'm not gonna let you take it, because I'm already monster, and I can handle this monster inside. Like, he does like this awesome Wolverine thing that you're like, dude, you're such a fucking cool character. Like, you're so fucking cool. And so then he ends up killing the bad guy. Then the kid's like, while he was distracted, the kid that wanted the demon back jumps on the back and takes the demon. And Ghostrider then like, cool, and he just fucking murks the demon then, and then him and Wolverine are sitting there as basically like two people that have seen a lot of shit and they kind of, they're just like, yep, we won. Like, yep, we're a couple of monsters, aren't we? Like, yep, okay, see ya. But I liked it. I wish I would have had the last issue. I wish I hadn't been a knucklehead and forgot that. So I'm gonna give it an incomplete, but it's cool. Like, it's exactly what you want, but it's hard to really judge it when I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, that's a shame. Even though it's incomplete, give me a rough idea where you put this series overall.
I'm gonna say 8.5, dude. It's exactly what you want. Don't get me wrong. What it is not like deep at all though. It's like, as shallow as a kiddie pool. So that's why it gets the points off. But dude, it's awesome.
Right on. I like it. Okay. Batman 137 by Zdarsky and Jimenez. So I didn't read the Gotham War prelude.
Yeah.
I don't know why Batman's so angry. Apparently, Selina lets somebody die. And Batman is very, very pissed about it. And all the Bat family seems to be on Selina's side. So I don't know why it's called Gotham War. It's just everybody versus Batman. But Batman is just okay. I'm gonna be 100%, dude. I think I'm done with Batman after this.
Yeah, I'm just hearing about this bullshit right now. I'm like, I'm not going to read this until the failsafe stuff starts back up. I want to know how he beats failsafe. I don't care about a Gotham War,
Yeah. It baffles me that Zdarsky's Batman is like this. Batman is just so angry. And he's predicting everybody's movements because he trained them. And it's just like, dude, this is exactly the failsafe arc, except Batman is failsafe now and nobody can beat him.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it's everybody versus Batman. It's everybody versus Batman and Damian. Art's good, obviously. Jorge Jimenez is great. But dude, I just could not give one single fuck about this. And then spoiler. Well, I don't. Do you want a spoiler? Do you care?
Stephanie Brown's in
She is.
it.
Somebody comes to Bruce Wayne at the Brownstone and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Wayne, you haven't been paying attention to your financials, and the bank sold Wayne Manor." And so he's pissed. He drives to the manor. He goes in through the Batcave. He finds out that the clock entrance is open, so somebody knows everything. And he goes and looks to see who it is, and it's Vandal Savage.
Oh. I was hoping you're gonna be like, it's fail safe. He's like doing the dishes, like, oh, I'm a robot.
But yeah, the last page is Vandal standing there. He says, "The name is Vandal Savage, and I presume you're Bruce Wayne," even though it's him as Batman standing there. Jimenez makes Vandal look very cool though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, I don't care because I know the next issue is just going to be more of this bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, to be continued in Catwoman. It's like, well, I'm definitely not picking up Catwoman. So, dude, I don't know.
I just want to know, like, because the last thing I remember, failsafe had Gotham under complete control. So what the heck happened?
I don't know, man. It doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Let us know down below. What the heck happened, Chip?
And obviously, I'm not just shitting on Chip. Casey and I love Chip. But this Batman sucks.
I mean, though, I disagree with the last arc. The last arc started off slow, but it actually picked up a good bit for me, and it ended on a super high note. But this,
To each their own.
The failsafe was pretty rough, and then this one doesn't sound good, and I'm not going to be reading it again until probably after this arc because I don't want to be buying Batman and Catwoman together to get this full story.
Plus the Alpha and Omega, because DC loves doing that stupid shit for whatever reason. So, but I guess I liked it more than Fire and Ice, so I'll give it a 5.
Right on. I just have mutuals.
Okay. I've got Birds of Prey.
Oh,
Birds of Prey. It's written by Kelly Thompson with art by Leonardo Romero. I love this artwork. It is so like old school looking, man. Like, look at that.
yeah, I like that a lot too.
It's very, very, very good. Um, there was another page I wanted to show. You know who it reminds me of, dude? It reminds me of uh Daryl that we follow that's always at
Oh yeah,
C2E2, Daryl Johnson, maybe. Uh
some
the whole book is just that gorgeous. Uh but yeah, Black Canary has a sister that's not like a birth sister, I guess, named Cynthia, or Sin, as she's called throughout the book. It's a ninja that Dinah adopted as a sister or something like that. But anyway, that sister is in danger by somebody. And so Dinah has to put together a team to go and save her. So she gets uh, Cassandra and Barda and Zealot and Harley. And I really like the beginning because she goes to Cassandra first and, she gives the whole spiel and she's like, I know it'll be treacherous. And, some of our choices, I don't know, Cass, they're going to be tough, but I don't see any other way to save her. Cassandra goes, okay. She's like, really? Just like that? She's like, of course. What's more important than a sister? And I love that about Cassandra.
yeah.
She's great. So anyway, she's like, I'm going to go recruit the others. Can you go recruit this person for me? And it's Barda. And that cracks me up because she convinces Barda to help essentially by being a good fighter, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they kick the shit out of some vampires together. And then Dinah goes and gets Zealot. And Cassandra comes up with the idea to recruit Harley. And
They're like, well, why Harley? It's like sales. Like, oh, okay.
essentially, but it was very well done because Cassandra's like, can I tell you a story? They're like, you may. And then it goes into this flashback of Cassandra fighting Harley. But like Harley reaches behind her and you see a frying pan, but instead she grabs the fish and like fights with the fish. And she tells this whole story without ever saying anything. We just see what happens from Cassandra's point of view. And at the end, everyone's just like, you're really bad at telling stories. Like, you didn't say anything. And Cassandra's like, look, what I'm trying to say is Harley's super unpredictable and, she's good in a fight because of that. She almost beat me because I couldn't ever tell what she was going to use. They're like, okay, fine. So they go get Harley and she agrees to fight as well. And then it ends with Dinah showing the last person joining the team. And it's somebody called Meridian. Apparently she's from the future or some shit like that. I don't know, but she looks pretty neat. I'll show a picture of her.
Huh. I don't know if I know her.
Yeah. I wonder if she's not going to play a part in Green Arrow at some point, since that's dealing with some future stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, there we go. So all of them meet up at the end, and they're going to try to find Cynthia. So this was great. This was an excellent fucking first issue. I love reading every page of it. I'm giving it a 10, and it's my pick of the week.
Nice, dude. The the writer, the artist's name is Daryl Young. I
Daryl
checked one.
Young. Yes, yes.
And
yes.
then I saw a meme that I need to show you because it's so stupid. I'm gonna send it to you, and I want you to try to just to put it up on so everyone can see.
Okay.
But so now we're on mutuals. Well, you get that. What order do you want to do these in?
Oh gosh, that's silly. Um, let's do, well, shit, I don't know. Godzilla, Shazam, Silk, Strange.
Sounds good to me. Okay, you have that meme to show the lovely people.
Yeah, I do. If I don't know if it's gonna show up here.
Okay, so for those that are listening, also, there's a picture of Sonic sleeping in bed where he's got just this huge ass, and it says, "You think my life is perfect just because my ass is this is how I have because of just because of my ass, this is how I have to sleep." And he's on his stomach with his just big old caked up cheeks out. But on to the comics. Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons, issue 3 by Frank Terrier and Inaka Miranda on the art. Same dudes telling the story as last one. You know, he talks more about the monsters, so we get to see these different monsters throughout the world, you know, different times they show up. One thing that kind of annoyed me is the smog monster appearing. Why would there be smog and pollution before cars were invented?
I thought that too. I was like, why'd they pick that one for Viking times?
Yeah. So
Is
that
there
was
another one? Here's my question. Is there another one that would have been a better fit for that time period?
I mean, it doesn't have to be for that time period because it's like Rodan works perfectly in my opinion where he was at, but like I don't know. I mean, Mothra being a Egyptian god is like kind of funny. So it's like if you want to toss in Vikings, just do like Manda.
Yeah, sea
Do
serpent, right?
yeah, or just do King Ghidorah for the Vikings. Make Jake super happy because that's his two favorite things, and then do someone else against the Romans. Do like King Seesaw versus the Romans.
Yeah.
But it's just Ghidorah. It's like, oh, I forgot those polluting Vikings. But no, I think this story is a lot of fun. I do think it's hilarious that they're like, yeah, let's get this giant lobster to fight the giant fire breathing dragon. He's got a shot at winning for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this though. I think this comic has done the best from the stuff that I've read of making Ibra look the most menacing.
I mean, Ibra looks cool. Like the art's really good, but at the same time, it's still like it's fucking Ibra. Come on.
Yeah, but like I haven't seen the movie with Ibra, I don't think. So I don't know shit about that character other than just seeing him pop up in this and then the McLean series. So for someone that doesn't know, it's like, I don't know, maybe he is tough, or maybe
Yeah, I
he's just
mean,
gonna get a lobster boil. I don't know.
it should just be a lobster boil. Like I'm not a big fan of that movie because like it was originally supposed to be I've already mentioned this before, a King Kong movie, and there's like parts where it really shows like Ibra and him are like playing volleyball with a rock. Like they'll like Godzilla kicks it at him, and Ibra hits it, and then he hits it back, and they hit it back and forth for a bit, but it just ends with a lobster boil.
Well, I think it fits for the pirate theme. I also think it's really cool to see that like Illuminati of all the kaiju, like with the
Yeah,
masks and stuff. And that was going to be my next question. Who would you want to wear a mask of if you were in that secret society? You have to
Angerus,
pick. Who?
Angerus.
Yeah, okay. Fair
He's
enough.
my spiky boy. What about you?
Oh, it'd be Ghidorah for sure.
So like one head on your head, the other one on your dong. Where's the third head go?
Well, I was thinking the middle head would just be on my head with two heads on my shoulders,
Oh,
but
fair enough.
I mean,
I guess if you want to do it the gay way.
also I wanted to show the I know you got one too, Casey, but I got the B cover for
Yeah,
myself because I
that
thought it was
Godzilla looks
just
sick.
yeah, I love it. But I agree. I really like this book. I think it's fun. I liked seeing all the kaiju during the different times, and I'm looking forward to the lobster boil that's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably go 9.5 probably. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll say 9. Really good stuff. One of the best Godzilla books I've read.
Yeah, it might be my pick. It will be my pick of the week, probably.
Nice. Then we've got Shazam, number 3, written by Mark Waid with art by Dan Mora. And for me, this book is just the silly, fun, good time book to counterbalance some of the drama of the other books. Is it necessary reading? No. But it's one of the most fun books that you could read right now, I think. It's just goofy. There's still drama, but it's centered around the goofy. And I think there's nothing wrong with that for this book. What do you think about it?
I liked it for the most part. Some of the dialogue, it's like how you were complaining about in World's Finest Teen Titans, where it's like Mark Waid, backwards hat, like, hello, fellow kids. It's like that. Like whenever you have Billy saying sus and stuff, I'm like, oof. The next issue, he says this, yo, no cap, this is bussin'. I'm gonna drop it. But
Yep.
But yeah, so some of that dialogue for this one bothered me more than the Teen Titans book did. Other than that, though, the art's amazing and the story itself is pretty fun. So yeah, I liked it.
Dude, the Nightmare Billy Grundy panel, some of the best fucking Dan Mora art.
Yeah.
I just loved, and also I love me some Mary Marvel. Dan Mora drawing Mary Marvel, chef's kiss. So yeah, where are you at on the grade?
I'm gonna say 8.5.
Yeah, I think I'm about 8.5 too. Good stuff.
Okay, so next up, it's Silk by Emily Kim and Ig Gawara on the art. And yeah, so Silk jumps into her brother's dreams, and her brother watches scary movies, and all of his dreams are based around movies. So it's kind of a good thing he never saw Inception. Otherwise, it would get very confusing. But so yeah, he's just able to, since he knows he's dreaming, he's able to control his dreams and everything. And then they fight. And it's fun. It's an enjoyable book for me. What do you think of it?
It's fine. I don't like it more than the last arc with like the demon lady. This book was a little more Albert centered, which is fine. She has to have, some personal life, as well as being a superhero. And obviously it's leading to more of a Team Silk in the next volume that I'm sure she'll get. So it was fine. I was just hoping with the dream / movie theme that it would be a little more fun than it was.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
Yeah, see, I would say I liked it more than you for sure, but this is probably the weakest of the Silk series we've read so far.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because Albert's like the main character almost versus having Silk. It's like Albert's fine, but I'm also not paying for an Albert book.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that this series was to like introduce him, like here's Albert, so that in the next series it can be more focused on Silk again.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm probably at an 8. I enjoyed it. It was like the most depressing part was the end though, when I was like, they're like, oh hey, if you liked Silk, you're gonna love The Amazing Spider-Man by Zeb Wells or Miles Morales Spider-Man #9. It's like, well, maybe I'll like that one. But I've heard nothing but bad things about Amazing Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man India. I'm like, I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, I read the first issue of that actually.
Yeah, was it good?
It was fine.
Yeah.
He looks cool.
Yeah. I saw he got like a new costume recently, or he's gonna get one, and I'm like, I don't know, not a big fan of the open hair costumes. It's not my thing.
Yeah, it's not great on a spider character
for sure.
We say that, but
I was about to say, like, we say that, but we love Silk's costume.
Yeah, well, I mean, It's
I think
perfect.
it's more the half mask that's the
Yeah.
problem. Like Silk's
Yeah.
got, this mask,
Yeah.
but when you got the
It only works with like Gambit, right?
even him, like it's one of those things where it's like it's such a dumb design, but Gambit's got all this other cool stuff going on. Because like Cyclops had the same dumb design, doesn't work, did not look good.
Agreed. And he's a douche.
Yeah,
All right. I'm probably, you said an 8. I'm probably like a 6, honestly.
yeah,
Um, but I would say overall maybe a 7 because I like the first couple quite a bit.
yeah. I'd probably be at an 8.5 for overall.
And lastly, we've got Doctor Strange number 7. It's written by Jed McKay with art by Pascal Ferry. And I thought this was a pretty cool issue. And also, it's probably the most that I've liked the art in the series so far.
Yeah,
But I think that the coloring had a lot to do with it too. There was a lot of good color, actiony scenes in this. But really, my favorite part of this whole issue is when Strange kind of goes off on
yep,
Tibero and Clea's mom, because you don't get to see that side of him very often. And I thought it was written absolutely perfectly.
yep. No, 100%. And the way Clay's mom talked to him afterwards was really good. I like the art throughout, but I did just notice Doctor Strange's face here. That's pretty rough.
See, and that's how I think it looks all the time.
Yeah. So I mean I like this. I like this a lot though. I mean, I like that part a lot. The stuff before, I'm not gonna lie, I was just like, boy, this is kind of fucking boring. Like, I don't know. I just was not into it. And then like that stuff happened, like, okay, now it's kind of picking up. It's kind of more interesting. But yeah, I don't
And
know.
see, I like the stuff before more than I like the stuff after. Like the stuff with Wand, I don't care. I
Yeah,
don't care about Wand.
yeah.
But I feel like Wand is going to be a part of the book going forward.
Oh, for sure.
But no, I thought it was cool. As always, Clea is just so cool and so great looking. And the teaser cover for the next issue looks so damn awesome. So yeah, this one was pretty awesome for me. I'm gonna go probably like 8.5.
I was personally let down with it. I don't know. Like I said, I was mostly just bored reading it, which I was really excited for this book. This was the last book I read. So, like, ending on that note wasn't the best for me. So, I'm going to go with probably a 6.5, maybe 7 in that area. But what are you excited for?
Um, well, first and foremost, Werewolf by Night, number 1. That takes the cake for sure. I'll also say Incredible Hulk, because I've been loving that. And lastly, the new Bloodborne series starts up. So I'm going to say that.
Nice. I'm going to say Daredevil because I love me some Daredevil. Green Lantern. I've been enjoying that. And then Superman Lost because it's just really good. But so I've been
Also, I'm
watching.
kind of surprised you're not going to do Williamson's Batman and Robin.
Oh, I didn't even know that was Williamson. So that might go on the list.
Yeah.
But so Fantastic Four time. I have been watching Justified, or I finished it. And the main character walks around wearing a Stetson. Now I want to have a Stetson because I think it's just so cool. But at the same time, I know I would look like an idiot wearing a Stetson. So give me 4 dumb things that comics make you want to do, but like this is stupid.
Mm, well, we just talked about one. Gambit makes you think you could pull off a half mask. And let me
Uh,
tell you, He's the only one that can. Him and Shatterstar, the only two that can pull off the half mask.
I mean, this is gonna be like I'm gonna hop on this one. He also makes you think you can pull off a trench coat and not look like a school shooter. Surprise, surprise, you can't.
That is very true. Double whammy from Gambit.
I mean, we could just go through his whole costume, like fingerless gloves. You look like a douche.
Bow staff.
Yeah.
Tall boots. Yeah. I don't know. Feel free to chime in while I think of some others.
Anytime I see a character on a motorcycle, I go, oh, boy, I want one. But then at the same time, I'm like, I can't afford one, or nor do I have a license to drive one.
Wearing underwear on the outside of your pants. Superman makes it look, I'll say, good.
Yeah.
I don't think I could pull it off.
Yeah. Hey, man, I think you could.
Give
it a try tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see.
Post some pictures.
Yeah, I don't know.
All I can say is underwear. I'm like, Batman makes it look great, but I know it would be terrible.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would enjoy that.
I don't know. There's probably some people out there. Like, finally, I'm Batman. I don't know. Let's just say, like getting surgery to look like your best friend, who's not really your best friend, but like we were like, I'm gonna my face look like my billionaire best friend, and then you do that, and all the other times you're wearing bandages, but you really look like him to take over his company. I don't really remember what Hush was trying to do.
Yeah. Plus, didn't he start the one white hair thing, or was that just Jason?
That was, I want to say that was like, it's been a good while, but I think it was like the Clayface Jason is how it started.
Okay.
Because like remember in Hush he fights the Clayface Jason, and then that one's got the white tuft, but then like when Jason first came back he didn't have it.
Right.
So I think that's it, but that could be wrong.
I feel like some series he uses it and some he doesn't, so I always get it confused.
I mean, it looks kind of neat, but a white tuft of hair would not be cool in real life.
No.
Sorry, Rogue.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That brings us to the end of the episode. So if you would, head on over to facebook.com/2worldspodcast and give the page a like. You can also follow us on Twitter at 2_worlds_PC.
It's X.
Whatever. It's always going to be Twitter.
It really is.
And also on Instagram at 2worldspod. You can email us at 2worldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, head over to our YouTube channel. We're 2 Worlds Podcast on YouTube, and subscribe.
And leave a comment down below. Tell us, who won the football game. Tell us about like what dumb things you want, like comic books make you want to do. And like, I don't know, maybe we'll tell you back like, hey, dude, maybe you should get a trench coat, or maybe you should get that motorbike. Or maybe we'll be like, no, half masks are dumb.
All right, guys, we'd love to stay in chat, but we have to go hurt Aaron Rodgers' other ankle. So we'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.